Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome, student, to the world of mathematics, and the resource person is Hamad Hussain. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 2, that is differentiation. Our topic is logarithm functions. Logarithm functions. If a is greater than 0, where a not equal to 1 and x is equal to a, then the function defined by y is equal to log of x to base a, where x is greater than 0, is called logarithm function of x to base a. Student, it is the basic definition of logarithm function. If a is greater than 0 but a is not equal to 1 and x is equal to a, then the function defined by y is equal to log of x to base a, where x is greater than 0, is called logarithm function of x to base a. Logarithm function of x to base a. Mainly, logarithm function can be classified into three sub-functions. Logarithm function can be classified into three sub-functions by the basis of their base. Number one is common log, number two is natural log, and the number third one is binary log. First is common log, second is natural log, and third one is binary log. The three basic classification or subgroup or three types of logarithm: common, natural, and binary log. Now, what is common log? Common log, the logarithm base 10 that is a is equal to 10 is called common log. A log if base is equal to 10, then such type of log is called common log, and this type of log can be used in many fields of engineering and sciences. And natural log, the natural logarithm has a number e as its base, means that if base of log is e, that value is 2.71a 718, so approximately, then such type of log is called natural log, and it is mainly used in mathematics, physics. Why? Because of its similar integral and derivatives. We commonly use natural log in mathematics and physics. The third one is binary log. The binary log uses base 2. If base is 2, then such type of log is called binary log, and it is mainly used in computer science because computer deal with the binary digits 0 and 1, and base is also 2. So these are the three types of logarithm. First one is common log. If the log has base 10, then such type of log is called common log, and if the base is e, then such type of log is called natural log, and if the base is 2, then such type of log is called binary log. Here is the table where name of logarithm, base, notation, and uses. First one is common log. Common log base is 10, and it is denoted by log, and it is mainly used in logarithm table, handheld calculators, spectroscopy, etc. The second one is natural log. Its base is e, that value is 2.718, so on. It is denoted by ln, and it is used in mathematics, physics, chemistry, engineering, and many other fields. The third one is binary log. Its base is 2. It is denoted by lb. It is used in computer science, information theory, musical theory, etc. Student, this is a graphical view of all three logs. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. You can see the blue line represent the log. Which type of log? If base is 10, then such type of log is called common log. The green red represents the natural log, and the purple brownish line represents the binary log. As we know that log of number to itself as base is 1. As we know that log of number to itself as its base is 1, which means that log of 10 to base 10 is 1, log of e to base e should be equal to 1, and log of 2 to base 2 should be equal to 1. Here you can easily see that if x is equal to 10, then y-axis is equal to 1. This is the point. Now the second one is log of e to base e should be equal to 1. Here approximately value of e is 2.71, and here it is also equal to 1, the green patch, this one. And the third one is log of 2 to base 2 should be equal to 1. Here this is x axis and this is y axis. This is, you can see, there is also 2. And as the number increases from 2 to onward, e2 onward, 10 to onward, this is a behavior of the all three logarithm function. The bottom line or greenish line, bluish line represent the common log, green line represents the natural log, and the brownish line represents the binary log, which is normally used in computer science. Here we will only discuss about the common log and natural log that represents the bottom two lines. Here only we will discuss common log and natural log. The logarithm function log of x to base 10 is called common log. The logarithm function log of x to base 10 is called common log, and the logarithm function logarithmic function log of x to base e is called natural log. Log of x to base 10 is called common log. Log of x to base e is called natural log, where log of x to base e can be written as natural log of x. Can be written as natural log of x. Log of x to base e can be written as natural log of x. As we discussed earlier that if base is 10, then such type of log is called common log. If base is e, then such type of log is called natural log. And if base is e and log of x to base e, then this type of log can be written as natural log. Now we will move to exercise 2.6. Our first article is derivative of the logarithm function. Now, here we will discuss derivative of the logarithm function. Means that d by dx of natural log of x is 1 over x derivative of x, that is 1. So derivative of natural log of x is equal to 1. Now we will move to the proof of this. Let y is equal to natural log of x. This is the formula for the natural log of x. Means that d by dx of natural log of x is 1 over x into derivative of x. As we know that derivative of x with respect to x is 1, so derivative of natural log of x is 1 over x. Now we will move towards the proof. Let y is equal to natural log of x. We will solve it by the ab initio method, first principle method, or by definition, and replace y by del y and x by x plus del x. So y plus del y is equal to natural log of x plus del x. Del y as it is, and this y when goes to the right hand side, it will become minus y, and replace the value of y is, that is natural log of x. And as we know that log of a minus log of b can be written as natural log of a over b, can be written as natural log of a over b divided x divided by x is 1, and del x by x, and this log apply. Now the third step is divided by this expression by del x. So del y by del x is equal to 1 by del x into natural log of 1 plus del x by x. 1 plus del x by x. Now del y by del x is equal to multiply and divided by x on both side, numerator as well as denominator. 1 over x into x by del x, natural log of x, natural log of 1 plus del x over x. As we know, that is a property that if the power comes in the power, if the power in log, then power come to the first, and if the power come in first, the first that can be written in the form of power. Means that x plus del x can be moved to the power of natural log of 1 plus del x over x, and x by del x goes to the power. So remaining is 1 over x natural log of 1 plus del x over x raised to power x by del x, raised to power x by del x. Now applying the limits, del x approaches to 0, limit del x approaches to 0, limit apply on this factor though, so 1 over x move out of the limit as we know that. So limit apply on a natural log of 1 plus del x over x raised to power x by del x. As we know that natural log is also an operator, so limit move toward one step further means that limit del x approaches to 0, 1 plus del x over x raised to power x by del x. If del x approaches to 0, then del x by x also approaches to 0. Why we write in the form? Because we know that limit z approaches to 0, 1 plus z raised to power 1 by z is equal to e, means that 1 plus 0 raised to power infinity is equal to e. We want to write this expression in the form of this 1 plus 0 raised to power infinity is equal to e. When del x approaches to 0, then del x by x also approaches to 0. And this term is equal to e according to this theorem. Limit del x by x approaches to 0 into 1 plus del x by x raised to power x by del x is equal to e. Means that dy by dx is equal to 1 over x into the natural log of e. And what is the value of natural log of e? Natural log of e means that natural log of e means that log of e to base e, and everyone knows that log of number to itself as its base is 1, or we can easily find natural log of e by using calculator, which give our answer is 1. So 1 by x into 1 is equal to 1 by x. So that d by dx of natural log of x is equal to 1 over x. Here is the simplest proof. Now second, what is the derivative of common log? Means that d by dx of natural log of x to base a, that can be written as 1 over x derivative of x into 1 over natural log of a into 1 over natural log of this factor extra here. Why? Because here we have log, not the natural log. We have the common log. So its derivative is 1 over x d by dx of x into 1 over natural log of a into 1 over natural log of a. Here, example number 1, find dy by dx if y is equal to log of ax square plus bx plus c to base 10. Log of ax square plus bx plus c to base 10. Let u is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Then this term equation can be written as y is equal to log of u to base 10. Y is equal to log of u to base 10, and dy by du means that dy by du is equal to 1 by u into 1 by natural log of 10 into 1 by a natural log of 10 into d by du of u, and derivative of u with respect to u is one that not necessary right here. So dy by du is equal to 1 by u into 1 over natural log of x, and here x is independent variable and u is dependent variable, so derivative of u with respect to x is d by dx of ax square plus bx plus c. And what is the derivative of ax square? A as it is, and derivative of x square is 2x. And what is the derivative of bx? B as it is, and derivative of x is 1. And what is the derivative of constant? That is 0. So this can be written as 2ax plus b. 2ax plus b. So by applying chain rule, why? Because we have two equation but three variables. One is x, second is y, and the third we introduce is u. So dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. And what is the value of dy by du? Dy by du is 1 over u into 1 over natural log of 10. And what is the value of du by dx? Du by dx is 2ax. So plus b. So replace the value of du by dx. We will get 2ax plus b divided by ax square plus bx plus c into natural log of 10. ax 2ax plus b over ax square plus b plus c into natural log of 10. Or we can solve this example by a simple formula. According to this formula, d by dx or log of x to base a is 1 over x d by dx into 1 over natural log of a. Means that 1 over x. Here x is ax square plus bx plus c. 1 over x is this term into derivative of this term. The derivative of this term means that derivative of ax square is 2ax, bx is b, and derivative of c is 0 into 1 over natural log of a, and here a is 10, so into 1 over 10. So we can solve this example by two different methods. First, in direct applying the formula or by using chain rule. It depends upon you. Now, exercise 2.6, question number 1, find f prime of x is. F prime of x means that f dash of x, which means the first derivative of x. And our first part is f of x is equal to natural log of e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x. And what is the derivative of natural log of x? Derivative of natural log of x is 1 over x into d by dx of x. So differentiate with respect to x means that d by dx of f of x is equal to d by dx of natural log of e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x. Here x is e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x. Log of x. Log of x means that 1 by x into derivative of x. And derivative of e raised to power x is e raised to power x into 1 plus derivative of e raised to power minus x is e raised to power minus x into minus 1. And this one is minus 1. We will get e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x divided by e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x, and which is our final answer. Now, the next part is part number 7. F of x is equal to square root of natural log of e raised to power 2x plus e raised to power minus 2x. Question is f of x is equal to square root of natural log of e raised to power 2x plus e raised to power minus 2x. Applying differential on both sides, d by dx of f of x is equal to d by dx of natural log of e raised to 2x plus e raised to power minus 2x. As we know that value of the square root is 1 by 2. And we also know that according to power rule says that power comes to the first and 1 subtract from the power and derivative without power. Here power is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 log of e raised to power 2x plus e raised to power minus 2x. Power is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 minus 1 is minus 1 by 2 and derivative without power. ये हमने यूज किया पावर रूल पावर नीचे पावर में से एक कम और डेरिवेटिव विदाउट पावर तो ये 1/2 पावर आ रही है -1/2 ये जब डिनोमिनेटर में चला जाएगा तो क्या हो जाएगा हमारे पास +1/2 और ये आ रहे हैं डी बाई डी एक्स ऑफ नेचुरल लॉग ऑफ ई रेस टू पावर 2x प्लस ई रेस टू पावर -2x तो ये वैल्यू जो है वो हमारे पास x की वैल्यू है तो नेचुरल लॉग ऑफ x का डेरिवेटिव क्या होता है 1/x और डेरिवेटिव किसका x का तो अब यहाँ तो ई रेस टू पावर 2x का डेरिवेटिव क्या होगा ई रेस टू पावर 2x इंटू 2 प्लस ई रेस टू पावर -2x इंटू -2 ये 1/2 आ रहा था जिसको हम लोग लिख सकते हैं स्क्वायर रूट की फॉर्म में ऊपर में से 2 कॉमन ले लेंगे ये वाला 2 से क्या हो जाएगा कैंसिल आउट और बाकी हमारे पास इसका फाइनल रिजल्ट आता है स्टूडेंट दिस इज योर पार्ट नंबर 7 क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 एक्सरसाइज 2.6 नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 फाइंड dy by dx if the first part is y is equal to x square natural log of square root of x. Here two function and in the form of product, so we will use product rule. Before going to applying the product rule, we have little calculation. Square root of x means that 1 by 2 and as you know that by applying power on limit, power comes to the first. So this power goes to the first means that y is equal to 1 by 2 x square natural log of x. We can directly apply product rule on this step or we can apply product rule on this step. Now differentiate with respect to x 1 by 2 as it is derivative of x square into log x. Here two function and both functions are polynomial and independent variable of x, so we will use product rule of differentiation means that x square as it is derivative of natural log of x plus natural log of x as it is derivative of x square What is the derivative of natural log of x? Derivative of natural log of x is 1 over x plus x square. Natural log of x, derivative of x square is 2x. Derivative of x square is 2x. This x cancel with the power of this, the remaining is x, and applying 1 by 2, I'll open the brackets, 1 by 2 into x, and this, when this 1 by 2 multiply by this term, this 2 cancel out with this 2, and final answer is x plus 1 by 2x plus x natural log of x. The next the part is y is equal to x over natural log of x. Y is equal to x over natural log of x. Here two function in the form of quotient, so we will use quotient rule. Means that denominator square, denominator as it is, derivative of numerator, minus numerator as it is, derivative of denominator. And dx by dx means that derivative of x with respect to x, that is 1, and derivative of natural log is log of x is 1 by x. This I cancel out with this. Our final answer is natural log of x minus 1 over natural log of x whole square is the simplest question. Now the next part is y is equal to natural log of 9 minus x square. Y is equal to natural log of 9 minus x square. Differentiate with respect to x, dy by dx is equal to d by dx of natural log of 9 minus x square. Applying differential on both sides. And what is our natural log of x derivative is means that 1 over x and derivative of x. Here x is 9 minus x square, and 9 minus x square derivative means the derivative of 9 is 0 minus derivative of x square is 2x. So minus 2x into 1 is minus 2x over 9 minus x square is the value of dy by dx, is the value of dy by dx. Student, these parts are very important. Now the next is y is equal to natural log of square root of x square minus 1 over x square plus 1. Y is equal to natural log of square root of x square minus 1 over x square plus 1. Again, what is the value of square root? The value of square root is 1 by 2, and the power come first. Why? Because as we know from the properties of natural law. Now, applying differential on both sides, dy by dx is equal to 1 by 2 d by dx of natural log of x square minus 1 over x square plus 1. Now, what is the value of x? Here, x is x square minus 1 over x square plus 1. And natural log of x means that 1 by x and derivative of x. When x square plus 1 goes to the numerator, and the other terms are 2 into x square minus 1. Now, the second factor in the form of quotient, so we will use quotient rule. Means that denominator as it is, derivative of denominator square, denominator as it is, derivative of numerator, minus derivative of numerator and derivative of denominator and numerator as it is. Denominator square, denominator as it is, derivative of numerator, minus numerator as it is, derivative of denominator. X square plus 1 over 2 into x square minus 1. This x square plus 1 cancel with the power of x square plus 1 whole square, so only x square plus 1 as it is. Now x square plus 1 and derivative of x square minus 1. One derivative is 0 and derivative of x square is 2x. 2x minus 0 means that 2x. X square minus 1 as it is, and the derivative of x square plus 1 means that 2x plus 0. Now applying the limits, applying the taking 2x common, we will get 2x into x square plus 1 minus x square plus 1. This x square cancel out with this x square, 1 plus 1 is 2, and this 2 cancel out with this 2, we get final result 2x over x square, x raised to power 4 minus 1. Why? Because here we will use a minus b and a plus b formula, that is a square minus b square, a square minus b square. Student, if power raised to power variable, raised to power variable, we will use natural log. variable raised to power variable, we will use natural log. So first step is applying natural log on both sides. Natural log of y is equal to natural log of x plus 1 raised to power x. And when we apply the natural log, this power comes to the first. Now, here right on right hand side, we can easily apply product rule. Differentiate with respect to x. Natural log of y into 1 by dx is equal to d by dx of x into natural log of x plus 1. Natural log of y derivative means that 1 over y and derivative of y, which is dy by dx. And here we will use product rule. X as it is, derivative of natural log of x plus 1 plus natural log of x plus 1 as it is, derivative of x with respect to x, that is 1. X, the natural log of x plus 1 is 1 over x plus 1 and derivative of x plus 1 plus natural log of x plus 1 as it is and d by dx of 1. Here left hand side is 1 over y and divide when goes to the right hand side it will multiply. So y into x over x plus 1 into 1 plus natural log of x plus 1. Finally, replace the value of y. What is the value of y? Value of y is x plus 1 raised to power x. We will get the final answer. We will get the final result. The next part is y is equal to square root of x square minus 1 into x plus 1 divided by x cube plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 raised to power 3 by 2. Student, why will you use log? We use log to solve the complex equations, to solve the complex expressions. And also we all use log if variable power comes in the power. Here, if we apply direct logarithm, direct derivative, we have to apply first quotient rule, then applying product rule in the denominator. So before going to start, we will simplify this equation. Means that x square minus 1 into x plus 1 over x cube plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2. X square minus 1 can be written as x plus 1 into x minus 1. And 1 by 2 square root means that raised to power 1 by 2. And x cube plus 1 can be written as x cube plus 1 whole cube. We can apply the formula of a cube plus b cube, that is a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square raised to power 3 by 2. X plus 1 and x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 means that x plus 1 separately raised to power 1 by 2 and x minus 1 also raised to power by 1 by 2. X plus 1 as it is. Now x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 and x square minus x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 raised to power 3 by 2. X plus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 and x plus 1 raised to power 1 means that x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2. Why? Because if bases are same, then power will be add. And x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 as it is. And denominator x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 into x square minus x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 as it is. X plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2 cancel out with this x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2. We will get x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 divided by x square minus x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2. Student, this equation is quite complex, but this equation is simple. Now we can easily apply log. Taking log on both sides, natural log of y is equal to natural log of x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 divided by x square minus x plus 1 raised to power 3 by 2. And we know that log of a over b can be written as log of a minus log of b. Log of a minus log of b and natural log of y is equal to natural log of x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 power come first. So 1 by 2 natural log of x minus 1 minus 3 by 2 natural log of x square minus x plus 1. In both cases power come first. Now differentiate with respect to x. natural log of y into d by dx, d by dx, d by dx. Natural log of y is 1 over y and derivative of y with respect to x, and 1 by 2 derivative of natural log of x minus 1. It means that 1 over x minus 1 derivative of x minus 1 minus 3 by 2 derivative of x natural log of x square minus x plus 1 is 1 over x square minus x plus 1 and derivative of x square minus x plus 1. This is 1 over 2 x minus 1 and this term derivative of x is 1 and minus derivative of 1 is 0 minus 3 by 2 x square minus x plus 1 as it is and derivative of x square minus x plus 1 is 2x minus 1. Now, when the 1 over y in the denominator in the left hand side, when it goes to the numerator, it will multiply the whole term. And after taking the LCM, replacing the value of y and simplification, we will get minus 5x square plus 8x minus 2 over 2 into x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 into x square minus x plus raised to power 5 by 2, and x minus 1 raised to power 1 by 2 can be written as 2 square root of x minus 1 into x square minus x plus 1 raised to power 5 by 2. Student, this is a simple simplification you can see, and if you have any problem you can ask me. Now we will move to the second article, that is derivative of hyperbolic function. Hyperbolic function, as you studied earlier in the chapter number 1, the function defined by sine hyperbolic x is equal to e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x over 2, where x belongs to real number, then this is called sine hyperbolic x. And cos hyperbolic x is e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x over 2, where x belongs to real number. Then tan hyperbolic x is sine over cos, replacing the value and simplification we will get e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x over e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x, where x belongs to real number is are called the hyperbolic function, as you studied earlier in the chapter number 1. Derivative of hyperbolic function means that derivative of sine hyperbolic x, cos hyperbolic x, tangent hyperbolic x, and also its converses means that cosecant hyperbolic x, secant hyperbolic x, and cotangent hyperbolic x. First is derivative of sine hyperbolic x, means that d by dx of sine hyperbolic x value is e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x over 2. 1 by 2 x is a derivative of e raised to power x is e raised to power x minus derivative of e raised to power minus x is e raised to minus x into minus 1. And this minus, when multiplied by this minus, we will get 1 over 2 e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x, and this is the value of cos hyperbolic x. So derivative of sin hyperbolic x is cos hyperbolic x. Now, and derivative of cos hyperbolic x is value of cos hyperbolic x is e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x over 2. Applying the derivative, e raised to power x is e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x is e raised to power minus x into minus 1. This plus into minus is minus, and answer is e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x over 2, and which is the value of sine hyperbolic x. So derivative of sine hyperbolic is cos, and cos hyperbolic is sine hyperbolic x. And the next is derivative of tan hyperbolic x. Replace the value of tan hyperbolic x, that is e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x over e raised to power x plus e raised to power minus x. Here two function in the form of quotient, so we will use quotient formula. After simplification, we will get 2 over e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus x whole square, and this value is the value of 1 over cos x, 1 over cos x. And what is the value of 1 over cos x is secant x, and whole square means that secant hyperbolic x. So derivative of tan hyperbolic x is secant hyperbolic square x. And they also the reciprocals of derivatives, trigonometric ratios Derivative of cosecant hyperbolic x is minus cot hyperbolic x cosecant hyperbolic x. Derivative of secant hyperbolic is minus tan hyperbolic x secant hyperbolic x, and derivative of cot hyperbolic x is minus cosecant hyperbolic square x. You can see that these simple ratios sine, cos, and tangent answer is positive. Sine is positive cos, cos is positive sine, and tan is positive secant hyperbolic scalar. But if we move towards the reciprocals, then answer in the form of negative. Answer in the form of negative means derivative of cosecant hyperbolic x is minus cot into cosecant tan. Secant is minus tan x into secant x, and cot is minus cosecant hyperbolic square. First three ratio answer is positive, and the last three ratios answer is negative. This is the derivative of hyperbolic functions. Now, derivative of inverse hyperbolic functions. As we know that the value of sine hyperbolic inverse of x is log of x plus square root of x square plus 1. And if derivative of sine hyperbolic inverse of x is 1 over square root of 1 plus x square. Similarly, derivative of tan hyperbolic inverse x is 1 over 1 minus x square. Cot hyperbolic inverse of x is 1 over 1 minus x square, or minus 1 over x square minus 1, provided that x mod should be greater than 1, or x mod should be greater than 1. We note the value of cos hyperbolic inverse of x is a log of x plus square root of x square minus 1. Sin hyperbolic inverse is log of x plus square root of x square plus 1, and cos hyperbolic inverse is natural log of x plus square root of x square minus 1. And derivative of cos hyperbolic inverse is 1 over square root of x square minus 1. 1 over square root of x square minus 1. And secant hyperbolic inverse is minus 1 over x into square root of 1 minus x square, where in the belongs from greater than 0 but less than 1. X should be greater than 0 but less than 1. And derivative of cosecant hyperbolic x is minus 1 over x into square root of 1 plus x square, provided that x should be greater than 0. And the last is derivative of cosecant hyperbolic inverse of x is minus 1 over x mod square root of 1 plus x square, where x belongs to real number except 0. Student, you have to remember, note down, write all the formulas of hyperbolic functions, cos hyperbolic function, tangent, secant, cosecant, cotangent, and also its inverses. This is very important for the MCQ's point of view. Now, we will move to the question number 3. Find dy by dx if first part is y is cos hyperbolic x, and what is the value derivative of cos hyperbolic x is sine hyperbolic x. So d differentiate with respect to x is dy by dx into d by dx cos hyperbolic x. Derivative of cos hyperbolic x is sine hyperbolic x, but here x means 2x, and also derivative of 2x, and derivative of 2x is 2. So derivative of cos hyperbolic x is the dy by dx is equal to 2 sine hyperbolic 2x. Derivative of cos hyperbolic x is sine hyperbolic x, but we have to find the derivative of its angle, and here angle is 2x, so derivative of 2x is 2. Final answer is 2 sine hyperbolic 2x. The third part is y is equal to tan hyperbolic inverse of sine x. Tan hyperbolic inverse of sine x. Tan hyperbolic inverse, when goes to the left hand side, it will become the tan hyperbolic y is equal to sine x. Now differentiate this equation with respect to x, means that d by dx of tan hyperbolic x is d by dx of sine x. And tan hyperbolic y means that secant square hyperbolic y is it into derivative of angle. Angle means that dy by dx, and derivative of sine x with respect to x is cos x. And when secant hyperbolic scalars goes to the right hand side, in then in the form of denominator, and we know that cos hyperbolic square x minus sin hyperbolic square x is equal to 1, and also 1 minus tan hyperbolic square x is secant hyperbolic square x. So secant hyperbolic square y x or theta can be written as 1 minus tan hyperbolic square y. Tan hyperbolic square y, and tan hyperbolic y is equal to sine x according to this equation. Tan hyperbolic y is equal to sine x. So 1 minus tan hyperbolic square y is equal to 1 minus sine square x. And what is the value of 1 minus sine square x according to basic identity? Cos square theta plus sine square theta is equal to 1 is 1 minus cos sine square x is equal to cos square x, and this cos cancel with the power of this. We will get 1 over cos x, and 1 over cos x means that secant x. So derivative of tan hyperbolic inverse of sine x is equal to secant x is equal to secant x. Now we will move to the last part, that is part number 4. Y is equal to sine hyperbolic inverse of x cube. Then when this sine hyperbolic inverse goes to the left hand side, it will become simple hyperbolic function sine hyperbolic y is equal to x cube. Differentiate with respect to x on both sides, and derivative of sine hyperbolic x or y is cos hyperbolic x, and derivative of angle, here angle is y, so dy by dx. And derivative of x cube with respect to x is 3x square. Cos x goes to the denominator of the right hand side, 3x square over cos y. And we know that cos hyperbolic square y minus sine hyperbolic square y is equal to 1. This minus goes to the right hand side, it will become 1 plus sine hyperbolic square y. And taking square root, we will get square root of 1 plus sine hyperbolic square y. And what is the value of sine hyperbolic is y is x cube. So 3x square our square root of 1 plus x cube whole square, and 3 into 2 is 6. So final answer is 3x square our square root of 1 plus x raised to power 6. This is the part number 4 of question number 3, exercise 2.6. Thank you, students. If you have any question, you can ask me any time. Thank you and have a nice day.